What's up? I'm architect Drew Paul Bell, and today let's talk about how to work successfully working from home and or working on self-guided projects where you need more discipline to get the projects done on your own. Okay, so 3 tips mainly. Let's talk about number 1. It's important to establish a routine. All right, Aristotle once said, "We are what we do repeatedly. Excellence, therefore, is not an act but a habit." Okay, so it's great to show up to studio and have an awesome day once, but that alone is not going to get you a great project at the end of the semester. Same thing with getting your work done at the office or your other classes or whatever. So it's important to understand that it's not about just like the one-hit wonder of a day. It's about establishing a routine of success, and that's how you're going to have a great project at the end of the semester, or a good grade at the end of the school year, or a great project at the end of an assignment in the office. That means showing up at the same time that you normally would show up. Okay, that means if you have like a class schedule, let's say working on those classes when you would have been working on those classes if you were in school, okay? It's easier to maintain that discipline when you set the schedule for yourself and then you show up anyway, whether you feel like it or not, okay? Once you start procrastinating and then you say, oh, I'll handle it later, that's when everything starts piling up and it becomes impossible to meet the requirements for all the different projects at the end of it all. So instead, maintain that schedule that you're going to have anyway and stick to that plan, because that plan was going to work for you the first time around. It's going to work for you better when you're working from home. So it's also important to take care of your environment, okay? You got to prepare your environment. If you're working in a classroom or in studio or at an office at a desk, you go to this space that's kind of prepared for you to do work, right? We as architects, our entire profession depends on the idea that certain spaces should be designed for certain activities. So you have to respect that, right? That means that, you know, maybe if you're working from home in your apartment, you at least have like a desk or a work area, rather than throwing your work all over the couch or the bed or whatever, you know? It might make sense for you to work in a, let's say, a less ordered, less structured environment like that periodically as a break from the norm, but you still got to have that norm to even break from, right? So maybe there's going to be days where you feel like doing work in bed. Okay, cool. But you should still have that kind of like that base space to go return to, right? Like you return to the mothership, okay? You're going to have your desk ready for you to work on that desk. So you got to prepare the environment for you to get work done as efficiently as you can. The 3rd tip is to prepare yourself. When you're working from home, it's easy for people to say, oh, no one's gonna see me, I don't have to look good, I can just wear my pajamas all day. But there's something that you kind of prime yourself to go to work through getting a shower, getting dressed, putting on shoes, walking out the front door. And if you're not doing those things, you're not going through those little rituals, right? Then mentally, you're gonna be less prepared. So use this to your advantage. You know, as I'm working from home, what I'm doing is I'm waking up every day, I'm getting a shower, I'm getting dressed, I'm starting work on time, and even if, you know, I let my work slip a few minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you know, I can make up that time at the end of the day, but I'm still maintaining that schedule, still maintaining that routine, and I think that the routine is the most essential of all of these tips. Because again, it's about what you do repeatedly, right? That's going to make you be successful. Now, it's also important for you to respect the fact that, you know, working from home or working in a self-disciplined manner is that can be a challenge. Okay, so you still have to cut yourself some slack. It's easy to sit here and say, here's the rules, and you got to follow them, right? But at the same time, you have to be able to know when it's appropriate to go easy on yourself. Working from home, especially during the coronavirus pandemic, it can be very stressful, you know? We're going through a hard time. So it's important to cut yourself some slack and take care of yourself. So if you fall off the routine, maybe one day you hit the snooze button too many times and you don't get dressed, you're not prepared, then you're trying to sneak in a shower later in the day, you take an extra long lunch, you feel like everything snowballs, and now all of a sudden you're not done with your work when you're supposed to be done, you're working late into the night. Look, if that happens, it happens. The next day, get up and get things in order and start again. Get back on the horse, so to say, back on the wagon. What's the expression? I think back on the wagon. And so it's okay to cut yourself some slack. Also, it's important to break away from your home environment, step outside and experience something new, right? If you're working from home all the time, you don't step outside, you're not getting that variety. It's gonna get stale, you know? So it's important to get out and go for a walk, go for a run, just a drive, a walk around the block, whatever, right? That is kind of similar to like respecting the routines that you go through as you get out of your apartment and go somewhere for work. Okay, you still need that variety, so give yourself that. Don't just sit here and work yourself by banging your head against the wall and think that pulling your nose to the grindstone is going to make you super productive. You still need breaks. Okay, so you got to respect yourself and understand when to cut yourself some slack. And also, you're going to cut yourself some slack sometimes, but that's going to be rare. Most of the time, you're going to be imposing that discipline on yourself to work when you said you were going to work, get dressed, get prepared, go through the rituals to be effective and to be successful. Some of these techniques that I've used to maintain my productivity and maintain my sanity, honestly, during this coronavirus working from home thing has been, I first started developing really for myself back when I was in college, because going through college, I would always go up and watch like the thesis students present their thesis projects at the end of the year. And as I was an underclassman and coming up, and I saw so many of these thesis projects go poorly. And I would be talking with my friends like, why do you think these go so badly? They had like a year and a half to prepare for this project. Why does it go so badly? Well, I figured it out when I was in my last semester of college working on my thesis projects. The way we structured it, it was like you would meet with your thesis advisor for a few minutes, like in the afternoon, 2 or 3 days a week. And other than that, you were on your own. They were going and teaching another studio somewhere else in the afternoon, and it's like they had something else that they were doing. So you didn't have them kind of forcing you to be in studio for 4 hours working on your work. So it was way more self-guided. And a lot of people just failed to show up. And I happened to be reading a book on habits at the time by Charles Duhigg, and I'll link that up in the description. But that was just, it was great to kind of layer on this information about what I should be doing. So what I did was I started I was waking up in the morning at 9 a.m. Or even though I could have slept until 4 in the afternoon like most college kids would do, I woke up in the morning at a reasonable hour. I didn't wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, but I was getting up at like 9, and I was getting breakfast. I was actually reading in the morning as well, reading a book that happened to be about habits most of the semester. And then going into studio while it was still in the morning and getting work done in the morning. I knew that was my most productive time, and I struggled focusing in the afternoons. So I tried to cater to that. I'd work in studio at night as well, but not so late that I was pulling all-nighters, and again, waking up at 9. So by enforcing that routine, that schedule, I was showing up in studio every day, and so that actually helped me produce a lot of work. And it didn't seem like I was producing a lot of work. Sometimes I show up with just 1 or 2 things on my to-do list, and it would be hard to get one of them done. But, through doing it every day, that's okay if I didn't knock it out of the park every morning, right? So then by the end of the school year, I remember we were like 1 month away from presenting our final thesis project. And I had a lot of classmates walk by my desk and see my work pinned up and see floor plans, and they were like, dude, you have floor plans? I wish I had floor plans. And I'm like, how did you not have floor plans? We're presenting a month from now, but I know what happened. They didn't have the discipline to show up every day and work on their projects. They were left to their own devices, and they didn't set up like the system. They didn't set up the system for success. Around all these types of things, I kind of think about it sort of like setting up an alarm clock. Like you don't expect yourself to wake up in the morning on time naturally on your own. To make sure that works out, you set an alarm clock. You modify the environment around you to set you up for success. You got to do the same thing. You got to set up systems, whether that's establishing a routine, taking care of yourself, taking care of your environment, preparing it for you to be more successful, or whatever, So it's important to set up all of these things, and I think that this can really help you be more successful working from home or working on more self-guided projects in studio. And these are the same techniques that I've used in my experience, and they've worked really well for me. Okay, so I hope this video helped. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.